Hello, my dears. My name is Joanna, and I welcome you to Johanna Takonis, the Deconstruction of C-PTSD podcast. In this episode, we will talk about the question, how could you make okay what happened? That I heard many times and is a reason many people don't seek help. A dangerous misconception that can leave people vulnerable and unable to move forward. So let us talk about it. The short answer to the question, how could you make okay what happened, is that I don't. The reason for it is a simple one. That would be the wrong thing to do. On the contrary, it would be wrong and unhealthy to be okay with traumatic experiences. One of the best ways to show it is to imagine telling grieving parents that they are supposed to be okay with what happened. I am not trying to make okay what happened. I am trying to make you feel okay despite what happened, for it to no longer affect you in a significant way. The worst thing is that I heard from some that their therapist told them to be okay with what happened. That is beyond mind-boggling to me. Sadly, not the first time I heard of misbehavior of other therapists or the like. It is a topic on its own, but the quality of therapists and the like can range widely. It goes from unbelievable good to how are you still in business. Sadly, it is also one of these jobs that attract people who want to have power over other people, and oversight is difficult. So always take things with a grain of salt, and if it feels wrong, look into why you feel that way. With that being said, we will get into the topic and see if we can change some perspective and give a good starting point for the healing process. First, we talk about the difference and then the first steps towards being okay. We start, of course, by getting into the difference between being okay with what happened and being okay despite what happened. Being okay with what happened goes in the direction of nothing wrong has happened and therefore it is okay, or because it is in the past. First off, everything is in the past. Any seed we plant in the past grows into the problems of today, so we have to address them or they just keep growing, even if we cut them back. If someone suffers, it should not be okay. Sometimes unavoidable, but not okay. Now, being okay despite what happened doesn't mean that you are supposed to get a high enough pain tolerance to just endure it. That is unhealthy and a general sign that things are not okay. The same goes if you still have symptoms. It is more like having scars that remind you that something happened and left a mark on you, but that doesn't stop you from living your life. That means no more triggers, trauma-based nightmares, and so on. But of course it will have changed you. If climbing a mountain changes you, then so of course does a traumatic experience. You are still yourself, but slightly different. Partly because you usually experience a very strong growth after truly overcoming a traumatic experience. There is some good to it at least. It really is amazing how much things change with changing your perspective. Things go from impossible to possible or even manageable or the like. But we first have to be okay despite it all, and how to achieve that is the question. What are the first steps with being okay? First, I would say that it is important to acknowledge that your feelings are valid and it is not okay what happened. Which leads me to the follow-up question. Why was it not okay? Yes, the right questions remain ever helpful. To truly be able to recover, you have to fully understand what happened, what was wrong with it, and how it came to be. The better you understand, the more easy it is to resolve it. But take your time. This is going to be a long journey. It is more important to do it right than to go fast. but the most important step of them all is the decision to start the healing process, to face it all and really wanting to be better again, as in the end your resolve will be tested. If you are worried about your resolve, I recommend taking little bites out of the problem. That first gives you more confidence, and second, it is still progress. It is better to go at a slower pace and reach your goal than to rush and fall flat on your nose. It is a difficult process and a long journey, so it is often best to focus on the next step until there's only a scar of it all left. That was it for today's episode. I hope you found it helpful. Hope you are safe and well. And, as always, if you have any questions or feedback and the like, please let me know at contactme@johannatakonis.com. More information and transcript you can find, as usually, under johannatakonis.com/podcast/ and links are in the description. Hope to see you next time, watch yourselves, and have a wonderful time.